Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm coming right back at you once again to keep you updated, to get you in the know as to exactly what is happening, what is coming down the pipeline, not just for the United States, but for the world at large. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in the most dangerous times in human history. Okay? Now, you're not gonna hear this knowledge in any broadcast. You're not gonna hear this through any religious organization. See, I don't represent no religion organization. Okay? Religion organization is it comes from the word religlia, which is means to make people submit, to rule over them. Remember, Karl Marx said, religion is the opium of the people, as a mocking gesture. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, okay? Forget about what you've seen, either in movies or in real life, when you have people with this big sign saying the end is near. The end is here, ladies and gentlemen. The end is already here. There's some things that needs to take place, because the end is not the end of the world, as they would tell you. Okay? It's the end of this satanic matrix system. See, religion has been the greatest trick that the devil has put humankind through. It's the greatest trick that he ever played on the human mind, besides what he did in the Garden of Eden. Okay? So when, ladies and gentlemen, humanity fell from grace, he has taken humanity for a ride. Okay? The devil has taken humanity for a ride and has made sure that humanity has adapted his mentality, okay, his essence, and that's why we humans do exactly what he does. That's what we become: liars, traitors, perpetrators, instigators. This whole world is upside down. And then they divide the masses via the liberal and the conservatives. Ladies and gentlemen, they both play their part in the bringing down of America. See, liberal means, okay, liberated. But the mindset that comes with that, of course, pushed by the Democrats. Because that's what they are, and that's what they call them. That's what I call them, Democrats. Ladies and gentlemen, when you believe, man, you have fallen down a big, deep rabbit hole where you may not climb out of. You can never climb out of. And that's why they want to take the whole human race. That's why most of humanity will be destroyed. And the purpose of this message is to make sure that you don't become one of them. Okay? The devil has used everything that he has created to his advantage. He has exploited it. He has exploited religion to the max. In fact, they have said there's not a crisis that should be gone to waste. Okay, through programming of the masses via movies, cartoons, you name it. They have told the people what they are going to do. Remember in the movie 1984? Well, isn't that exactly what we are living through? And what does Maxwell said before he died? Before they actually killed him? You know what he said? Telling the people not to let it happen. But it is too late because humanity is rebellious to the truth. And the people pushing the lie control them. That's why they have a saying. What are they saying? Because they can do this. They can laugh at your face. They can make a mockery of you now that they know they have you. Okay? Now that they know they have you, what do? They can play all kinds of distracting games, okay? False flags to get you to follow their plan. Humanity will be soon, and is on its way there, to get to a totally out of control system. People dying left and right. Chaos, anarchy all over the planet. A lot of protesters, a lot of instigators, a lot of provocateurs in this protest, and they work the masses by exploiting their emotions. Whether it's immigration in Chicago, in New York, Minnesota, California, you name it. The provocateurs are there. They are paid actors, just like it was with the George Floyd situation. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, the whole human race, have been worked to the max. The human mind cannot take it anymore, and he has given up trying to understand what is happening. That is exactly what they want you to be at. But ladies and gentlemen, please, let's get one thing straight. They have always played humanity. That's why you think that your vote counts. When you vote, so once again, going back to the liberated mind, the liberals, what do they believe in? Everything that it is against God. Because their concept of being liberals is going against God. Let me tell you, they support homosexuality. They support human sacrifice through abortion. They support gender engineering. They support the legalization of marijuana after they told you years ago, don't do drugs. You see how they play you? Another thing that they want you to believe is that they killed Osama bin Laden and dumped him in the ocean. And you believe that because they tell you so. Don't ask questions. See, I don't have to abide by this because I'm living under this system, but I understand that the system is being run by the enemy of humanity. The enemy, which is the devil, Satan, has made you believe that he's your friend, and you actually believe them. Why? Because God has allowed him to manifest himself to you. You call on him, he will come. That's why in Hollywood, you have to sell your soul to the devil. And your money is not your money. And when you think you beat them, they come and kill you. Okay? Look what happened to Prince, the artist from Minnesota. Just after he won his master battle against him, what happened? He was killed. So they build you up and then they destroy you. Martin Luther King, they built him up, they brought him up, they exalted him, and then once they used him, they got rid of him. That's how this satanic matrix system works. And most people do not want to be unplugged. They don't want to see the truth. They have given up understanding because they have been so programmed, so brainwashed, so worked up not to see beyond the horizons, not to see beyond the horizon of truth. That's why I was inspired by God Almighty to title this channel Truth of Fire, because truth burns. Truth is always constant. It's eternally constant. The liars are afraid of the truth. That's why they want to censure the truth. That's why they want to control the truth. That's why you are called, due to the algorithm, they may label you as a hate speech. How can I be labeled as a hate speech when all I talk about is love and understanding our human brothers and sisters, our fellow human beings? That's what this message is all about. To live by God's truth, by God's 10 commandments, follow his laws, establish a strong relationship with him, and this system is self-destructing itself anyway. John F. Kennedy, they exalted him, they put him in place. Once he got out of line and started talking about secret society, they killed him. Now, the last president of the United States, which is the one that we got now, Donald Trump, they're watching him. They're watching his every move, even before he makes the move. And people think that they have a savior in there. He's the last president. He's keeping it real. But guess what? They're using him. Because remember what I told you. It looked like Biden was used to bring all the immigrants. All the immigration issues have been exploited and used all over the world. In England, I mean, look what they're trying to do in England. They're talking about bringing the digital ID because of a problem that they created themselves. Remember how the governments throughout history and empires always worked. Problem, reaction, solution. The all Hegelian dialectic trick. Is the oldest trick in the book. You create a problem, you watch for people's reactions who are lost, like it happened in 9/11, and that's why and then they came with the solution. Right away, they blamed who? 2 hours after, Osama bin Laden. Why? Because Osama bin Laden was dying, and they no longer had any use for this man. His name is Tim Osman. The United States created Al Qaeda. Okay, Osama's name, secret agent name was Tim Osman. Timothy Osman. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Hamas was created by the Israel. You understand? To use this as a leverage to declare war on the Muslim brothers and sisters. You may say, "Oh no, they're not a brother. That we have always been hating each other." Yes, because they want you to believe that Israel is God's chosen nation. No, the only chosen, the place, the site is where God's holy people, God's real holy people came out of. These people were put in there in 1948 by the Rothschild, and that's why they pick what? That's why they picked. They told them, they told the Jewish people, I'm gonna put you in here, but you know what? You must use our symbols, because remember, governments are not ruled by laws. They don't reign by rules and laws. They bewitch the masses through their symbols. Okay? That is the reality. And they have the symbols everywhere. So the powers of the symbol, and why they use symbols, numbers, and signs, because that is God's language. He wants so bad to be considered God that he imitates God on earth, and people have followed him and have always worshipped him. The Egyptian did it. Their god was Ra. The death god was what was the name? Nubis. In the Greek Empire, they named stars planets, and you believe that lie. There are no planets. There are only stars, heavenly body. You believe in Saturn, the planet of time. You believe in Venus, the planet of what? Of war. Mars, Jupiter, all of that. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let us understand that humanity is living in the last day. Not the end of this world, the end of this matrix system. Are you going to follow them? Which way is God, your creator, going to find you in? Accepting the mark of the beast, which is not a microchip. That's just the means that they're going to use to control the masses. But the thing is, that means that you're going to follow the system. That you will be given into the beast system. We already living under the beast system. How can you believe in man that fell unto a lie and have always been lying to humanity? Okay? How twisted can you be? Okay, how naive can you be? How gullible can you be? Okay? Remember what I told you that I wasn't going to talk about, and I'm going to keep my word about Charlie Kirk's death. But you know what? They used Charlie, and again, they killed him. That has always been the case. Through a human history, men have always pushed false gods. Okay? In the Greek Empire, you got Zeus. You have Aphrodite, the mother of what? Aphrodite, the goddess of love, the goddess of sex. And that all came down from Semiramis. And now, thanks to Semiramis, you got the whole world worshiping holidays that are actually Satan's days. You got Halloween, you got Christmas, you got Thanksgiving, which was the death of many of my brothers and sisters from the tribe of God, Native Americans. Hmm? So please, ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of this video is to make you aware as to why things are happening and moving so fast. Soon you will be living under a digital monetary system. It's a matter of time. It's on its way. So we are looking through into the barrel of the audacity of deceit, because they know that people don't think, that people are not believers. They don't believe in a God that they cannot see, so they worship idolatry. They worship money. They worship virgins, Virgin Mary, Virgin Guadalupe, all of that. Humanity has been tricked. In today's society, in today's world, this is the most naive, last human generation that has ever existed. And the most evil one. It's the cruelest one. The value of life doesn't mean anything, because we have shown you through the process of what? Of abortion, which is actually, again, a human sacrifice to their God. That's why they pay with the money that says, "In God we trust." And if you look back at the dollar bill, they're showing you the predictive programming. They're telling you what America is and will become: a secular world. Novus ordo seclorum in Latin. 9/11, ladies and gentlemen, was not an inside job. See, when you say that 9/11 was an inside job, that's making it, minimizing it. No, that was something that was planned even right after the Twin Towers were built, because exactly 33 years later they were destroyed. It's all about symbols, symbolic gestures to their God. And it was, again, a mass genocide, a mass human sacrifice to their gods. And we have the audacity to tell the young kid that they have messed up in the head, from Chicago to New York to Minnesota to Baltimore to Florida to Detroit, St. Louis, Camden, New Jersey, you name it. We have completely demoralized and destroyed the youth, and we want them to value life. See how much of a joke these people have become, the one that are on top of the pyramid? Well, their time is nigh. Their destruction is nigh. And there will be hell to pay for those people. Okay? So the Charlie Kirk's death was just another piece of the puzzle that they needed to do. Because America is moving fast to what? To total control. Why you think, didn't I tell you that this was coming years ago? If you are familiar with my video, that the National Guard and even UN boots will be on your street. And they're not going to be body with you. They're already showing it. A woman was shot in Chicago yesterday. See, they push the human spirit to the limit. It reacts, and then what? They will feel justified to bring death. So everything is death about these people, from the practice of abortion, through their supporting of gender bending engineering, through their support of the homosexuality community. Tell me, all of this, all what they support is death. Legalizing of marijuana from New York, from New York to LA, again, Minnesota. Unless humanity gets right with its creator, it is bound to be destroyed. It is already on the horizon. Humanity, just like the days of Noah, these days are even worse. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, once again, be on the lookout, because Israel will be going to war with Egypt, or at least there will be the threat of it, because Israel wants to get hold and control of the Nile River, which is the largest river in the world, and that will completely destroy the Egyptian economy, Ethiopia, you name it. So they will be, don't forget that Egypt is part of Africa. Okay? Get your geography right. So ladies and gentlemen, please, stay on the lookout. And there are many false flags coming down the road. You think that the last church shooting that happened in that church in Michigan, in the Church of the Latter-day Saints, ladies and gentlemen, remember, what did I just say? The devil has created religion to make sure that when death comes knocking on their door, God will let it happen, because they're not worshiping God. They think they are deceived, just like the Jehovah's Witness, the Pentecostal, the Baptist, the Seventh-day Adventists, you name it, all of them, all religion, the Orthodox Church, and of course the first beast, the mother of all of them, the Roman Catholic Church. And the second beast, ladies and gentlemen, I will repeat it again, it is the United States of America. And it is clearly, the distinction is clear on chapter 13 in the book of Revelation. First, it talks from chapter 1 to chapter 11 on the first beast, which is the Roman Catholic Church, which came out of the water. Then from 11 on, it tells you about where the United States came from. It came out of the earth, out of the soil, out of the land. First, it was 13 original states. Then it just kept growing. Okay, they just kept tricking people into, for instance, you want to know how much America paid for Alaska? When they bought Alaska from the Russians, just $7 million. You understand? Ladies and gentlemen, please. And don't forget the Louisiana Purchase. This is the only channel that will tell you about things and not bring into you gossiping and tell you about this I'm with Donald Trump and the Democrats. The Democrats are crazy or blah blah blah. No, that's obvious. Everybody's playing their role. Okay. Once they end up using Donald Trump, he will not survive the 4th year. They will make sure that he either retire, he gets sick and cannot continue anymore, or he will be unalive, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want him to go through that. I don't want a human being to get hurt. But that is the system, the satanic system that we live under. Okay? So you had, once again, Biden created the immigration crisis. And here came what? That was the problem. People reacted. And now here came the savior, the solution, which is Donald Trump. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, please. And didn't the same thing happen in England and Australia, all over Europe? And look what they're doing now. To supposedly keep a check on people. We're bringing digital ID. Of course, the people will rebel, but it is too late for the people. Remember, these people don't care. They can kill you. They can put you in prison. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, please, this is all I have for you, just to give you the latest prophecy in news. But before I get out of here, I'm almost done. Let me read to you, let me prove to you that the United States is the second beast in the Bible. Let us go to Revelation, chapter 13, okay? Okay? I'm gonna start on verse 11. Revelation chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. 2. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwelt therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. What deadly wound, Reuben? The wound that Napoleon Bonaparte caused the Roman Catholic Church back in 1798, when he took its power away for 131 years, up to 1929, when he came back. 13. And he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of man. 14. And deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on earth, they should make an image to the beast, which had the wounds by a sword, and they live. 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many will not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. 16. And he caused all, both in small and great, rich and poor, freed and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. 666. Ladies and gentlemen, this is clearly talking about the Roman Catholic Church when he says, okay, because the name of the Roman Catholic Church in Latin, if you break it down, and I'm going to send you a link on it, it comes to 666. You better wake up. I'm telling you, this is no longer a matter of, oh, I think, I believe, or this is his opinion, this is my opinion. No, I bring to you the reality of things. And now they have what? They have people celebrating all kinds of holidays, like I previously just told you. Birthday, which is a pagan day. Okay? which came out of the beliefs of all the gods, from the Greek Empire to the last empire, which was the Roman Empire that followed. And the Greek Empire, they had all kinds of gods, you name it. Hercules, Zeus, Apollo, okay? The god Aphrodite. Okay, that in Greek also came to be, that's where they invented drugs. Because the devil, the demons have always been in humanity. Okay? And that's why in the Predator Part 2, he shows you. Remember when the Predator gave a gun to Mr. Weaver in the movie from 17 something, because the demons have always been here. They tell you that those demons have always been here, ladies and gentlemen. And Hollywood, since Hollywood worship demons and the gods, that's why they make these movies. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen, please, I'm not here to give you my opinion on things. I'm here to give you realities, the sad reality that has been on this sad human, in human history. When the system make you believe that they want the best for you, it is the opposite. They want to destroy you. So do not follow them. And they cannot wake up, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, I'm going to send you a link, okay, that may seem and may look to you that I may be pushing the Islamic faith. I'm not. Because remember, I don't represent, I don't believe in religion. In fact, the Islamic community throughout the whole world, which practice the Islamic faith, have been deceived. Okay? From the Middle East to India to Africa, they have been deceived. In fact, Allah, whom they say Allah wiper, God is great, ladies and gentlemen, Allah is a demonic entity. So this, and by the way, did you want to know something else? The Islamic faith was created by the Roman Catholic Church. They all came out of her, ladies and gentlemen. Why? So that the devil will make sure to have blood offered to him. Because remember that what I told you in the beginning, that the devil created religions, okay, as disposable. So what happens? The Roman Catholic Church created the Islamic faith so that the Christians, the so-called Christians, can be killed, or there be a war between Christian and Islam. You see how the devil have played humanity? And the same thing with the Democrats and the Republicans. They are all the saints, ladies and gentlemen. One tells you, oh, we believe in this, we believe in that. The other one tells you, oh, we believe in God and religion and all of this. But in the meantime, they believe in Israel. That is that have been a complete. The whole world have been deceived. Okay, and I'm not being anti-Semitic. I love humanity. I love human beings. But the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, you call evil for what it is. How can you tell the people that you are God's chosen people, but at the same time you tell you are from the serpent people, and that you don't even believe in Christ, and that you will declare war on the Christian, and the Christians are still sleeping? So ladies and gentlemen, please, let us wake up from this slumber that we find ourselves in. Okay, we took the blue pill, and people don't want to see the truth. They're going about their lives. Okay, they have kids, they have family, but without God, you don't have nothing. Because He was the one that created. The reason we breathe every day is because our mother, our heavenly mother, Rawak Akandes, which literally means oxygen, air, breath of life. Because the Creator created everything, and the mother gave life to everything. And then the Son, whom the whole world called Jesus Christ, Yahushua, Yeshua, ladies and gentlemen, He gave His life as a symbolic gesture. You see them talking about symbols? For the forgiveness of our sins. Without that, without Christ, there wouldn't be no humanity here. The devil would have completely destroyed humanity. But anyway, this is all I have for you, ladies and gentlemen, please. Okay? So what you're seeing in the United States is the beginning of the end for the United States as we know it, under this leadership that was selected. It was not elected. Your leaders are not elected. They are selected by the powers that be, the people that worship the beast. In fact, look up one of the cars. What is the car where the president rides when he goes to events? The beast. You think that's by coincidence? There are no coincidences in this world, ladies and gentlemen. They are telling you whom they worship. Okay? And there you go talk about, oh, I want my right. Oh, I hate Donald Trump. Little did you know, ladies and gentlemen. Little did you know that he's just being used. Just like all presidents. In fact, all presidents in the United States have all been Freemasons. From what they made you believe was the first president of the United States, when in reality, there were 16 presidents before him. But you have believed that he's the first president of the United States, and yet wasn't he a Freemason? So I'm going to show you a link. I'm going to send you a link where the leaders of this world worship the devil. Okay? Now, listen to me. Do not believe for a moment that I'm promoting the Islam faith or religion. Do not fall for that. I just want you to look at the optics. I just want you to understand what they're talking about here, who they worship here. Your leaders have always worshipped the beast. From the Bohemian Grove, which they do every July, on the third week of July, where they go, the burning of care, something like that. That's where they pick future leaders. That's where they came up with the Manhattan Project, which was the creation of the atomic bomb, which they dumped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan. So ladies and gentlemen, please wake the hell up. This is all I have for you. God bless. And remember, I do this out of love for you all. Because death, the Grim Reaper, is coming. And he ain't happy. God bless.